Been pushing up the whole time. Don't act like we don't have any progress when we speak on ourselves. Speak on yourself with pride. You know what I'm saying? Speak on your culture like there's no other culture like it in the world, because there isn't. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like your mom said, listen, what happens in this house stays in this house. It's cool. We know we got our problems. We gonna fix our problems. But speak on us with a positive light. Right. Point blank period. Because if you don't, why should they?
Trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow this.
Welcome to Push Boy Podcast.
Welcome to Push Boy Podcast.
I am your host, the only host.
One of the hosts.
And one of the hosts.
Crazy.
Today, I am Duran, original gentleman gentleman 82. Mm-hmm. And
I am Sydney. I am _ Mr. Ambitious.
And we on a little different note today. You know. It's everybody knows what's going on in the world. Mm-hmm. You know, if you are black in this country, of color in this country, you feel the rising. You feel the pride, and I know I do.
The energy.
You feel the energy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that energy is big. The energy is big. And a lot of questions, a lot of thoughts, a lot of anger, a lot of frustration. You know, I can keep using a bunch of adjectives to describe what's going on right now,
right.
but it's I don't think it's no single one that can describe any of my feelings of any. I don't know about yourself, but a question that if you mind, can I ask you a question real quick? I know
sure.
we have probably a whole thing lined up, but I gotta ask you a question.
Shoot.
What was your first thoughts in the beginning of all this?
In the beginning of all this?
In the beginning of all, of the recent murders. Murder.
Alright. Wow. Nah, because
I just want to get your perspective then go to now.
Alright, so my initial emotion was anger. Like at a crazy level that I probably never felt before. Like that, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of black men and black people in general, everybody, is kind of was at a point where it's like, yo, again.
Don't whisper. Don't whisper.
What? I said again.
Yeah.
This thing is on. You can hear me, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think everybody was at a point like, yo, this is crazy. It's happening again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nothing's changing. And it's like, on top of everything else that's going on, now that happens, and it's like boiling point.
Boiling point.
Boiling point. You know?
It's kind of like when you boiling something on the stove and it starts to spill over, or you hear that.
Yeah.
And you run in the kitchen because it's about to go down. Like,
cut this shit off.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But you feel like it's no cutting off, man. And one of the things that I felt in the beginning, I felt straight. I ain't gonna hold you. I felt straight rage.
Yeah.
I felt straight rage. Like it's a blessing that I was raised in a way where I have to. I know to think before I act. You know what I'm saying? Because if I was just pure action, I would have went out there and did something crazy.
Yeah.
Not even went out there and did something crazy. A situation that I would have came into or possibly encountered in my life throughout with another race or with white people. I'm just keeping it a buck. it would have been a problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's not necessarily the way it should be. Mm-hmm. But as time went along, I've got more mental with it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like my strategy has changed. Because before I was like, yo, box him up, yo, just throw him in that corner, just you know, like you know what I'm saying?
Exert all your energy right now.
Yeah.
Right.
But then that's that short game.
Nothing but the long game.
That's that short game. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and from talking to you and from talking to people about it, it's like when you talk to the right people, your mind starts to open up, and it starts to, you start to really rationalize. Like, listen, it'd be better to hit him here.
Yeah.
Oh, we still gonna hit him.
Yeah. It's chess.
Yeah.
It's chess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm glad you touched on strategy because I think I went from anger, right, to strategy. You know what I mean? From anger to strategy. Understanding like, all right, it's really time to start like laying some type of foundations.
Yeah.
Right? Linking with the right people. And just start putting things together for our community.
Yeah.
Because at this point, you really need to be thinking about taking care of each other. Like you have to be thinking that. And then thinking about who you can partner with to make certain things happen. Like the immediate thing I thought about when I was thinking about anger at first was going out and doing crazy shit, right? You know, and just reacting, right? But you have to think about, number one, in most wars, right? You always make sure that home is taken care of first.
Exactly.
Right? You have to make sure that your home is taken care of first. The people that you care about, will they be okay if you went out and possibly distance and shit where you could be taken away?
Exactly.
Right? Even though you're doing it for a great cause. It's a great cause. But you still have to make sure before you go and do that, home is good. You gotta make sure that that's like putting things in place for everybody that you care about, who may not be going out doing the same thing that you're doing. So but that's where my mind is. That's where I'm at with it now.
That's just like with what you're saying. I think that's the number one thing that keeps some people back from, if they want to go protest, if they want to take themselves off of social platforms, if they want to do certain things. We have our jobs, we have our families. Some of our jobs or businesses require us to use social media. You know what I mean? And so if you want to go protest, but like, I gotta go to work tomorrow, or I gotta go to work during, like, I work at night, or I work second shift. You know what I mean? Like, y'all go ahead, y'all got my support. And then you gotta get that look, like, this guy, you really? You gonna go work for that man while we out here fighting? But we have to have a system in place, like we talked about before, a system in place to where as though we as a community are taking care of our quote unquote soldiers' families.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? If the soldiers are gonna go out there, we gotta make sure their families are gonna be able to eat and be taken care of while they're down, or while they're out in service. And the same thing goes for the employment. I don't know how, you might lose your job, but it has to be something to sustain.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We have to give our own. If we had something in place where we can give our own stipends. You know what I'm saying? Like if we have a crisis like we have with the COVID-19, a pandemic, where are the billionaires and the millionaires who are donating a lot of money places right now? You're seeing this, right? People are donating a lot of money. Now, if you just donate that to the straight Black Culture Fund, where the Black Culture Fund, it actually disperses money into different parts of our culture where it needs to, where we need it.
Great idea.
You know what I'm saying?
You just thought of that.
I just did. You know what I'm saying? So if we're in a crisis right now, I'm like, listen, okay, we want to make sure our family eats. We don't got to rely on the government to cut that check.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That they did cut. All right, we sending $600 out to every family. It might not be a lot, but guess what? It's coming from us, and we're supporting us, and it may be enough. We can get another 600. You know what I'm saying? Or anything. Right. Who knows what the number going to be? But it's just that we have that system in place to help us. Something. When we fall back, we're falling back in our arms. You know what I mean? And it is, like you said, that foundation needs to get laid. That's a good idea. That foundation has to get laid.
Yeah.
But
there was something you said I wanted to go back to, but I forgot.
You see, you missed the right things down. You ain't write it down, huh?
I had it. I was like, I'm gonna get him on that point, but it's okay.
You know, I was talking about the jobs, the homes, the working. You know, I'm just trying to give you things, see if it picks up.
It's okay.
It's okay. All right.
It's all right.
One of the things I did want to ask you about, we were talking about before the camera started rolling. You had an incident today.
Incident.
Because this ties into
where you gonna go next?
How we act with each other, and I mean white people and black people. The change
already.
The change, because we can't say we want change, and then when white people start changing and trying to understand,
don't accept the change.
Exactly.
Right.
So, can you share your shit?
Yeah, I was finishing your sentence, dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know what you're gonna say. It's crazy. But no, I had went to Chick-fil-A today. You know, to get some.
Ooh.
What? What's wrong with
you didn't get the list, huh?
What list?
The Trump supporters.
I got me knowing I got that. Which was crazy. Yo, listen, it's crazy. I got that joy, right? When I got back home and I seen it, I was like, whoa. That's why that happened today in that line.
My son.
Right? But which is cool though. You know. All right. So I'm in a long line at Chick-fil-A, and it's this this white guy in a car in front of me.
Yeah.
He had a space to move up. His car's behind me, so he needed to move up so I could actually get into the lane, so that I could get this traffic that's behind me moving.
Yeah.
So I gently beat my horn at him, like beep beep, and I'm chilling, beep beep. You know what I mean? Nice.
Beep beep.
Beep beep. You know, it's different.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Good.
give him that beep. It's a nice beep. So he turns and like and says, "Why the fuck you beeping at me?" Right?
Like he lips it through the window, like
through the window. I heard it through the glass, Deron. The glass was there, but still, you can read the lips.
He said in an angry way, right?
So then I said, move the fuck up.
Yeah.
Right? And I start to just gesture like you have space, go.
Yeah.
I mean, so he finally just moves up or whatever. But I get into the lane and I'm kind of angry. I'm still a little riled up because I'm like, this nigga really about to make me try to come out of my, out of my space right now. And especially what's going on right now. And I see this white guy. So some of those old anger feelings came up from how I felt from the beginning of all this, and it all just rushed back to the forefront. Like, but no. So I just chilled.
Said knock you out.
but on top of that though, I had little man's in the back seat. And I didn't want to, put that kind of image out for him seeing that right now. Even what I was saying to the guy, I didn't say out loud. I just was like,
yeah.
Because there's somebody in the back seat, and I'm trying to make sure that it's not going to get too wild.
Exactly.
But all right. So anyway, we pull up to we're ready to place our order, and they have the waiter outside of Chick-fil-A. He's taking orders outside.
Yeah.
So he walks up to my car with this piece of paper, and it had $18 in it. I looked at it and he was like, yeah, the guy in front, he said he wanted to pay for your part of your meal today. And I said, oh, cool. First I thought he was trying to be a dickhead. Right?
Yeah.
Like, let me help you.
Yeah.
Let me help this dude behind me. Let me help this black guy. All right? That's the voice.
Yeah.
But then I opened up the paper that he had the money wrapped in because the money was in here. When I opened it, it was a note. And the note says, stay strong. He said, Black Lives Matter. He said, in this fight together, I don't understand what it's like at all because I'm white. He said, but I'm on your side. So I'm like, oh shit. I'm like,
I feel you.
I'm like, God
and it's almost like he's asking, like, listen, I don't understand, guys, but I'm with you. And how do you accept that? It's like as Americans, when we go to war, and that's what this is. This is a war. When we go to war, we don't. I mean, do we?
What?
Say you were my enemy in the war, and I got you, right?
Yeah.
And we having this conflict, and I say, hey, I don't know. Listen, I can't understand you, but I'm on your side, guy. You know, but like, I don't want to fight. This is just my duty. Like so, but like, like, how do you accept that? Like, how, like, if you're at war, rules of war, or there are no rules of war, right? Or are there rules of war? I'm like, yeah, what's really going on here?
I mean, I think there are rules, but it's like, all right. So I took this in a way of we almost had an altercation, right? But something in his mind possibly clicked. That was like, damn, I know what's going on. I know what's going on right now in the world. He said, he basically, this is what I'm thinking. He's saying that I know what's going on in the world right now. I understand that something is wrong. That what's happening to you is wrong, but I don't get it because I'm not you. I can't even imagine. He can't imagine how it really is. So he can't understand it. But I think he's accepting that it's definitely something wrong.
Yes.
And he said, I'm on your side. Meaning like, okay.
I
know this shit is wrong.
He know it's a war. He knows it's a war. You understand what I'm saying? He like, hey, I'm on your side, guy. But man, yeah, it's hard. It's
difficult.
It's difficult to. It's kind of like when you're in an argument with somebody, and you're like, yeah, you're right. What? Like I'm mad. Like, don't agree with me right now. Like, but you know, you gotta understand it. You gotta be able to handle that situation. You know, on our side.
Right.
You know, the people who want to know. It's kind of like when they say that, like, I don't understand, you know, because I'm not this. You want us to say, you want to understand? Like, imagine being born into fear.
You can't imagine.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
That's the
it's nothing.
That's the point.
The lady on the internet explains it great, and she be murdering kids with it. Right? You know what I'm talking about? The white lady. I forget her name. We were just talking about her earlier today. What she does basically, she goes into these classrooms, with black and white kids in the class, and she like gives, like, say she give all the black kids like coloring book and crayons, and none of the white kids are allowed to color. And the kids are like, well, no, I want to color too. And the kids don't know what's going on.
You know
what I'm saying? The one white girl got up and just walked out. Like, no, I'm not having this. Like, where's my coloring book? Right? You know what I'm saying? She got up and just bounced.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the lady told her, and the girl tried to come back. And the lady was like, no, you can't come back. Because this happens to them every day in life. And they just can't walk out of their life. So you think you just can walk out of this classroom and think you can just come back because of what? No, stay out. You understand what I'm saying? Like that, like and for them, like she was like, what do you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost, this is one of those things that you can't understand unless you go through it. You know what I mean? It's like asking somebody, how does it feel to get punched in the face? I can't really tell you. You just gotta feel it.
Yeah, you have to feel that.
You know what I mean? And that's what this is for most, like for most of life. It feels like a punch in the face. So frequently, just all the damn time. Like, I can't get through a year without somebody, without y'all just coming up to me and smacking me. Like, I had so many emotions, man. I done got emotional. Like, I felt like I wanted to cry because I'm just so like, whew. Then I got angry, and I got like, then I got motivated. Like then I got sad again. Like But ever since I've been off social media, I haven't had to deal with that.
Take a break.
Yeah.
That 4-day break that I took, that we talked about taking, that shit was amazing. Because I had to disconnect from the source of which was feeling like was fueling that fire. You know what I'm saying? It was fueling that fire.
Now
I had to get the fire.
Now
what are that, John?
That's the lighter fluid on the fire.
Okay.
So now we're talking about the flame. What makes that flame ignite? The social media keep feeding the imaging of our people being murdered, but they can't show. Like it cracks me up how I can see a man get murdered on Facebook, but you can't say murder on the radio. Like you can't say the word, but you can show the action.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And where do we step away from? Do we step away from their platforms and their products and their stores and their things, or do we just not support their business? You know, because to me that's their business also. Social media, television networks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything that programs our minds, they make money off of. You know what I mean? And we thought we had our programming, BET, but obviously that's not ours anymore. So what do we like? What is your opinion on that? What do we support and not support?
I think that using a tool, if used the right way by our community, it could bridge that gap of wealth. Right? This tool is already here. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all this stuff is already here for you to use. To even start a brand new platform, like you said. So we could leverage all of these social media sites, start to take that traffic of our people from here to this brand new one.
But I think
we can use them.
I think we can leverage them right now. I think we can leverage them right now. When that day, that blackout day, that Tuesday, did you pay attention to the Facebook stop?
No, did you?
Yes.
Did it plummet?
No, didn't plummet, but it did go down.
It did go down.
It did drop. It looked like you know what I'm saying? it was like a smidget. Facebook wasn't hard, wasn't affected, but it was a down spike in it.
Okay, I did see that.
You know what I mean? But
well, yeah, I understand the idea.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like meaning, okay, that is a tool that we use, but guess what? I can use something other than a hammer today. You know what I mean? In a sense of just until you do this, you can't have us. Like there's no okay, you can have us for us to get this done. You still got it up. But I gotta get my, No, this is the sacrifice. We have to be willing to sacrifice something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you hold somebody hostage, you don't listen to the person you have held hostage. No, you get your demands met, and then that person's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we holding these businesses. That's what this is. You holding them hostage, and if you're not willing, if you're too soft to have him starve, then you. All right, we need a soldier in here, please. But it's like we need to cut back, reduce it, cut it off. I personally feel like cut it off until they take them all down. Until you stop promoting the death of black people, because that's what it is. It's advertising. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're gonna put to the top of the feed what's popping. And
we have to stop doing the same thing. We have to stop. We have to stop pushing. Yeah. Like we have to stop pushing it also. The negative images of us. Stop always talking negative on our community. Yeah, we have our problems, but guess what? We have our blessings. We have our great times. We have the things that we do that are great. From all these time these people have been holding us, trying to put their foot on our neck. We have risen up each time. We haven't just been laying on the ground. We like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they foot been in our neck, but guess what? We've been pushing up the whole time. Don't act like we don't have any progress when we speak on ourselves. Speak on yourself with pride. You know what I'm saying? Speak on your culture. Like there's no other culture like it in the world because there isn't. You understand what I'm saying? It's kind of like your mom said. Listen, what happens in this house stays in this house. It's cool. We know we got our problems. We gonna fix our problems. But speak on us with a positive light.
Right.
Point blank period. Because if you don't, why should they?
True.
That's all I got to say.
Well,
you know what I mean? It's just.
well, that's real though.
Yeah.
That's real, guys.
Yeah. They can help us all they want, but we have to want to help ourselves and just change our thinking. The little things. The little things will affect big situations.
And I think what you're talking about now, as far as like making sure that we're putting out the positive images I've seen the trend, you know, on the social media is changing now.
Yeah.
Like the narrative is starting to change a little bit more, and I see people now reaching out to promote more black businesses. You know, to even just sending out appreciations and people just posting like, yo, man, I appreciate you, I love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just showing love. I see more love now on the timeline for each other, and I see that like our community now is. I feel like a black community is really like starting to get stronger. I see that people are understanding that.
Because you're recognizing the love.
Right. Like you have to, you know, you have to big up your brother. You have to big him up, big up your brother and your sister.
Exactly.
In order for everybody to even ascend to go to where we want to go, we gotta understand that we gotta
have each other's back.
We gotta be positive, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta have each other's back.
Yeah.
If we're gonna go into anything, I feel a lot more comfortable. Like, cool. We could all walk into something by ourselves and hold it down. But when I walk into something, all right, boom, all right, say it with me. You know what I'm saying? All right, all right. Yeah, I was cool by myself, but if I got backup, I'm about to be extra cool. Like, you ever see that dude who extra because his boys is back there?
Like 30, right.
Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Because when you got that Verizon crew behind
it gives you more power.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it makes you. It's a feeling you get. It's a certain pride you carry with it, a certain energy you carry that you feel like it's no way I can be taken down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because even if I do fall, they gonna get you.
Or you at least have a fighting chance.
Yes. Yes. So come together.
Yeah, together.
Come together.
Your odds are always better, you know.
When you got riders.
Yeah, gotta ride us. We gotta rock with each other.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. And, you know, everybody everywhere is are protesting on this, and we just have to keep going.
The governor of Minneapolis said something, right? I thought it was pretty good. I wanted to read it real quick.
Hurry up.
Sorry. You know. But this is, I feel like this is like exactly the point of where we are, right? He was at George Floyd's memorial service.
Yeah.
And this is what he said to the press afterwards. He said, I laid flowers at George Floyd's memorial this morning. As a former high school teacher, I looked up at the mural of George's face painted above, and I reflected on what his death will mean for our future generations. What will our young people learn about this moment? Will his death be just another blip in a textbook, or will it go down in history as when our country turned toward justice and change? And he said it's on each of us to determine that answer.
Real talk. I agree.
Yeah.
Like, cause everybody sees that this is a moment of change.
Yeah.
This is a moment that things can
like,
change.
Yeah.
For the rugged. For the rugged. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price so y'all. Snake eyes on that.